we are going to learn the akkar that makes the d sound. But before we begin, quick review. You should know rara, kaka, gaga, haha. You should have followed that regardless of which way I say it. Nanna, na, tanka, ta, papa, pa, papa, pa, baba, ba, and ta, ta. Okay? If you don't have these down as fast as I was saying them, then you need to go back and perhaps review a couple of lessons. All right, here we go. I'm going to take tata and make our next letter. You ready? Real simple. I start with tata. I close the loop. But look what happens. When I close the loop, see how there's not that much room between my loop and where the next flat portion is directly above it. It makes the loop fills up too much of the bottom half circle. So in Daddaa, what I do is I move my top portion up a little bit so it's a little thinner at the top and give myself more room for my loop. This is Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Okay? Just look at the shape. It's a tata with a little loop, and you got yourself Daddaa. Practice. Repeat after me. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Okay, I went fast that time, deliberately. But do practice saying daddaa, d to yourself. Okay. How do you write daddaa? By now, if you can do tata, daddaa is dead easy. Hear the d sound again? Here we go. Straight line across until you have your straight line. Once you have your straight line, pick up your pen, bring it over a little bit to the left from the end of that line, and start. And this time, what you'll see is you have a narrower top half there. Okay, a little less space. Bring your pen down again, and now go all the way around and close the loop. See that? So you've got a 3 with a loop, and that is daddaa. So tata with a loop is daddaa. Just remember that. Daddaa, d. Okay, let us practice writing daddaa together. Let me grab, I'm going to go with purple. Okay, here we go. Purple, daddaa, d. So I come straight line across, go over to my little bit right there. See that? And I go down, and I want this portion narrower than before. So I go across, and then I come back again, and now I come down. I may have come down a little too sooner, but we'll see about that. I come down, and this time I go all the way back up, go around, and I close the loop. That is daddaa. Let's do that in red. I want you to do that with me as well. Write it or trace it. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. All the way around. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Okay? Yellow. Let's try that in yellow. Daddaa, d. 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 All of these are nice so far. Apparently, I've been practicing a little bit, right? So let's do the following. One more. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. I'm making this a lot bigger. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Daddaa, d. Okay, what you'll see is that you see how I keep the lines lined up here. So see how these are all lined up. These are all lined up nicely. And of course, this is all lined up again. See how I kept sure, make sure that it was lined up. And over here, it's lined up. What you'll also see is this time around, I did actually manage to keep these lined up as well, over here and over here. Okay, so try and do the best you can in terms of the proportions. Make sure you're practicing lots. And with that in mind, I want you to go. And of course, I would like you to write daddaa, d and say daddaa, d 10 times. If you do that, because you already know tata, daddaa is dead easy. If you know tata, daddaa is dead easy. It's just got a loop. With that, I'd like to thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. And you know what? I will see you again. Take care for now.